I just want to give a little scenario, just a little bit around Tara for me and how I came to meet Amber, and then just realize it's going to be a couple of minutes, and then Amber's going to take it away and do her thing. I had trekked the Himalayas in Nepal, and I've always been connected to all different goddesses and deities and all that. And then while I was there, Tara came to mind. I bought like a green Tara, and then from there and then I share it with my clients all the time. And then I had a group and I share the mantra, and it's something I use. And then I needed prayer, I needed dance, I needed mantra, I needed food support, like different kinds of cleansing and, things like that. And Stephanie, this woman named Stephanie, sent me a message, and she's like, oh, we're doing this little retreat. And it was Amber that was really spearheading it, with the dance of Tara dance, and with a whole foods elimination diet. And so we have a huge connection with all of this now, which we're going to have something else on next Monday, which I'll send you all the information. But yeah, so that was my connection. And it's been part of my practice now, where even if I can't dance in the mornings, which you'll all get the information about that, even if I can't dance in the morning, I'm listening. I have it because I bought it, and I'm doing it. I'm either doing it or I'm in it. And I have been so connected, and it's been such a gift. And the way that Amber talks about it, and her embodiment of Tara, and her embodiment of also her passion around enlightenment, right? And radiant health, and all of the things that come around, wisdom, power, truth, all of it is, it's like shiny. It's so shiny. I've been so attracted to it. And it's Amber, and it's Amber's, the connection with Amber that has really led me to connect deeper with Tara. And not that Tara's outside of me, but Tara's inside of me, and I am her. Right? It's not like this separate thing. And the way that Amber speaks about it, and the way that she moves, and it's so incredible. And so that's why her and I linked up to really bring this to more and more people.
I'm Amber Roniger. I know some of you. So welcome to Tara Datu, the realm of the enlightened feminine. And I'm very specific about feminine as opposed to female, because feminine is a quality that anyone can embody and everyone can embody. And so this practice does tend to be centered around women, but we welcome men, we welcome male energy. And I think slowly, as feminine is more accepted in the world, it will become more acceptable for men to dance with us. And I hope that happens. But for now, everything's perfect. So like a tiny little, some practices take time, some practices make time. This is my first monk. He said this. I love this saying. It's so true. Planning and organizing and calming your mind can save so much time. It's stunning. So I love this little mantra. And this is Gold Tara. She's beautiful. She has many eyes and many accoutrements, but we'll look at her later and some of the other Taras. So I want to read a poem that's just right at the beginning of my teacher, Premadasra. This is her book on dancing Tara. And so when you open the first page, this is what you hear. So Tara, Divine Mother, your realm of the enlightened feminine, supports us like the mighty earth, bathes us like a celestial ocean, illumines us like an evening fire, refreshes us like a spring breeze. In the vastness of your infinite love, we find our way to fulfillment. In joyful abandon, we join hearts and dance. And so we dance. This is what we do. We come together and dance. So I'll tell you just like a teeny bit about my background. I don't want to go into it too much. So this is a Guru Yoga deity practice. So we become the deity. It will start out over there and then slowly comes to us. So I say I am Tara, but yes, I'm Amber. I sort of grew up on stage in a lot of ways, dancing, playing music, many things, and put it aside for a long time. And then it wonderfully came back in the last few years. I've been a practicing Buddhist for 7 years, which is not that much in Buddha time, but for people who believe in reincarnation, practice can go very deep. So I've been involved in the Tara dancing itself for about 5 years. I was brought in as a photographer and videographer. I just kept getting brought back in. And then I was lucky to go to Brazil. And at the last dance, I was able to dance. And then I really got the bug and I thought, okay, I don't want to give up the media aspect, but I'm going to start dancing. And so I did. I have a kind of funny story about becoming Buddhist, but that's for another time. It was kind of accidental. It seemed at the time, but Tara seemed very deliberate. I was leaving the monastery one day and my friend just grabbed me and said, hey, do you have your camera? Come photograph a thing. And that was it. And it happened. And why did it happen? So this is my teacher. This is Prema Dasara. She is a force of nature. She's upward of 70. She's still teaching. She's still dancing. This is her in Brasilia. And all of this is her brainchild. This is her baby. So she birthed Tara Datu, the realm of the enlightened feminine. And we say that it's the bedrock is wisdom, compassion, and power. These are the things that Tara embodies. And this is what we're trying to do as we go throughout our day and try to maintain nice calm and not be too extreme. So we remember these beautiful qualities. Soha in Tibetan just means so it is. And so it is. So, and you can, of course, please look up Tara Datu. We will send around that. And there's a wealth of information and videos and so many things up there. And you will love it. So like a tiny little history of who Tara is. And this is just to the Tibetan Buddhists. Tara has appeared in many cultures throughout time. They have different names and different forms for her. But in Tibetan Buddhism, we say that she was a human-like figure in a star system far away from here, but something like this many millennia ago. And her name was Princess Wisdom Moon. And she practiced Dharma and she fed people. And this was her path to enlightenment. It's practice, devotion, and feeding people. And so her teacher, Talking Drum, came to her and said, you are close to attaining enlightenment. We think it would be much easier if you chose to come back in the body of a man. And she thought about this and said, well, we need more female Buddhas. So as long as human beings are in the suffering, I will manifest in the body of a woman and help others attain enlightenment. And so she does. And I know I've taken the vow to come back in the body of a woman for the rest of time. And I think many other Taras have. Maybe I'm wrong. But so you have this human being or human-like person who ascended, who became enlightened through devotion and practice. So then she becomes our deity, our mother Tara. And so these are just words that you can find about her: Buddha of wisdom, compassion, power, bodhisattva of compassionate action. So bodhisattva is someone who does the action of the Buddha. So they're trying all the time to manifest enlightened mind or wisdom mind. And it's with this in mind that we dance the 21 qualities of Tara. So this is something we do every day, or we try to do every day. So I want to just address the word dance because some people get scared or a little, I don't dance, or dance is just a turn of phrase to use because people are familiar with it. But Prema describes this as a self-luminescent practice, meaning we are actually generating and emanating light. And I think anyone who's done this dance or witnessed it can say this is true. This is a true thing. And in the end, we're doing Tonglen, which is giving and receiving, and we're taking in all the darkness and the muck, and we filter it through our hearts and we shoot light out, right? So it's just this constant recycling of light. And we meditate with our body, speech, and mind. So we're dancing, but it's a moving meditation. It's a little closer to prayer, I think, because it's not a performance. It's a practice that we come together to do. And so some of the just basic elements of what we do every day is we establish our motivation. Why am I here? If you don't know, it's hard to practice and it's hard to have devotion. And you'd be surprised how many people don't know why they are here. So it's a good foundational thing to ask why you're here. We take refuge. So that means we identify the source in which we take refuge, where we can lay down our burden. For us, it's Tara. But I dance with many women who say I'm not Buddhist, and that's okay. You know, all of the ideas, all the qualities. You can put any name to that, and you don't have to be Buddhist to dance with us. You don't have to call yourself Buddhist, but you do have to take refuge in something. So where you put your burden down. You have to promise to seek enlightenment. This is the Bodhisattva vow. This is the essence of it. We promise to seek enlightenment. When we make a mistake, which we will because we're human, we confess it to a devoted practitioner. We promise not to do it again. And then we go and take the vow again. And of course, we make more mistakes, and such is the cycle. And then we dedicate the merit. Tibetan Buddhists, at the end of their practice, they have a dedication of merit. You can dedicate it for the benefit of all sentient beings, for all suffering beings. You can vocalize it, you can keep it to yourself. We often say the name of a person if they're ill or not feeling well, and that's also acceptable to dedicate the merit of the practice. Of course, the idea is the more you give away, the more that comes back to you. It's basically the law of attraction. And most people who are here right now probably believe that it's true. So this is the beautiful Miri Dakini. She has been with Prema for a long time. She's her number one. And this is in Tara Datu. This is how we embody green Tara, right? So it's just joy and love and abundance and abandon. So this is a very modern idea of green Tara, and this is how we embody her. And Om Tare, we say this all the time, Om Tare when we dance. This is a more traditional depiction of green Tara. This is a Tibetan Buddhist depiction. There are many kinds. There are so many wonderful modern depictions. Fall down the rabbit hole if you like. And this is green Tara's mantra. You've probably heard it. Deva Premal sings it, Anyin Chonying. There are many Buddhists chanting. Krishna Das, sometimes he'll do some Buddhist chants. So Om Tare, Tutare, Ture Soha. This is green Tara's mantra. Om Tare, Tutare, Ture Soha. And for people who are Buddhists or do mantra, you're mantra, 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 and it just becomes like your heartbeat. And you're mantraing all day and all night, and when you brush your teeth and fall asleep. And so that's how we do it. And so this is what Tara's mantra means. So she's the liberator, the swift and courageous liberator who dispels all fears. So Om, Buddha's body, speech, and mind. We hear this all the time. It's sometimes said all the sounds of the universe. So it's everything. It's that drone that we hear all the time. Tare, liberates by removing obscuration. So these things that veil, but the mind, right? And for Tibetan Buddhists, this is the mind. So we have our body, our brain, our speech, and our mind. So we practice body, speech, and mind every time we speak. So when we're removing obscurations, afflictions, seeds of karma, it's mostly here, it's everywhere. Tutare, protects from danger. So you'll see later, Tara's always, green Tara stands like this. So this is protects from danger. This is the perfection of generosity. Ture, frees from disease, but mostly the mind's affliction. So here we are again. It's the emotional. It's not the physical. Of course it is, but the emotional will manifest in the physical. Not so much the other way around, but soha, so it is. May it take root. So Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. So when we say that, it can mean so many things, right? So we have outer, inner, and secret teachings in Tibetan Buddhism. And I'm a baby Buddhist. I've only been practicing 7 years. I know what I know. But we're conjuring as much as we can with our body, speech, and mind every time we practice. So imagine sending countless offerings to the enlightened ones. The enlightened ones, the Buddhas, our teachers, whoever you like to manifest there as your source of refuge, those are the enlightened ones. They bless us and we radiate the light of wisdom and compassion into the world, satisfying the needs of all beings. So we seek enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. So this is Vajrayana Buddhism. So there's different styles of Buddhism, but this is we first seek enlightenment for ourselves so that we can then liberate others. And the idea is that no one leaves the suffering till everyone leaves the suffering. So this is why we send our practice out into the world. So I want to play a little video. This is something I shot in Brasilia. I'm not going to play the whole thing because we are short on time and it's late for some of us. But this was shot in Paraíso na Terra, which means paradise on earth. The Theosophical Society in Brasilia. It's built on a well, not really built. It's just kind of there on a bed of quartz crystal. There's waterfalls. The energy is intense. And so this is, as people are entering the temple and the sun's coming down, this is Tara's mantra. I'll just play a little. I'm just going to skip a little so you can kind of see when everyone gathers, but it's quite a procession, as you can see. Okay, here's where we're getting into it. I'll just do a minute more. Come back. Okay, so as you can see, it's quite an ecstatic, thrilling, wondrous thing to participate in. And this dance was created to be danced in community, which you can really see. But COVID's given us a wonderful opportunity, and we've really seized it and found a way to keep dancing together. It's been a strange blessing. So I want to do like a little demo of what it is that we do. So the Tara Datu preliminary practices. These are the 3 basic, if you're going to do nothing else, you're going to do these 3 practices, and it's like 10 minutes, right? So they all say, oh, you can meditate in 10 minutes. Like there's really a way to get your practice in. So prayer of motivation, Shanti Deva, and refuge and bodhicitta. So we'll just go through sort of what those are. So I'll just read this out loud, and then I'm going to demonstrate. And then if people want to get up and dance, we can. Hopefully people want to. So this is the prayer of motivation. It's very simple. I'm here to manifest the wisdom that rests within. I'm here to radiate my loving compassion into the world. I'm here to gather the skill and the power to bless and empower all. And we do this 3 times, and this is the whole dance. It's really simple. When Tibetan Buddhists, they don't really do namaste like this. They're always holding a precious jewel. So it's just a little relaxed, right? Just hold a precious jewel. Yeah. Okay, beautiful. So we establish our motivation every day. Very important. So now we'll dance Shanti Deva. I'll show you. Shanti Deva was a mystic who supposedly everyone thought he was like some slob who just ate and slept. And then he got up there to speak and, went flying up into the air, and they were like, oh, this dude's the dude. So we dance for Shanti Deva. Shanti Deva. With the wish to free all beings, I rely on the enlightened ones, their teachings, and the exalted community until I am enlightened, enthused by compassion and wisdom, today in their sacred presence. I generate the mind of enlightenment, for the sake of all sentient beings. For as long as space endures and sentient beings remain, May I dispel the world's misery with my love and light. We have one more in the preliminaries, so it's refuge and bodhicitta. So we talked a little about what that means. So I invoke the presence of the lineage of teachers. I invoke the presence of the enlightened ones. I invoke the presence of their teachings. I invoke the presence of the community of practitioners. And then it all repeats with, I'm inspired by the lineage of teachers. I'm inspired by the enlightened ones. I'm inspired by their teachings. I'm inspired by the community of practitioners. Then my path is supported by the lineage of teachers. My path is supported by the enlightened ones. My path is supported by their teachings. My path is supported by the community of practitioners. So that's the first part of the dance. And that repeats 3 times. And then we go into the second part of the dance, which is bodhicitta, and that repeats 3 times. Until the heart of enlightenment is reached, I go for refuge to the 3 jewels. I will attain enlightenment for the sake of all beings. If we did these back to back, this would be about 10 minutes. And I don't know, just see how it feels for you. For me, it's a thing I want to do every day. It's not a torture. It's fascinating with Tibetan Buddhist practice. You'll see people torturing themselves to sit in meditation and pain and blow their knees out, doing prostrations and the most bizarre, strange things to attain what they think of as enlightenment. But this is such a joyful practice that it makes you believe that you could actually do it. So this is my chosen practice. And this is open to everyone. You don't have to be Buddhist. You don't have to commit. Like, we dance every day at 8:15 in the morning, and come and go if you like. We'll give you the links. So yes, I thought, let's see, we have a little time left. One other dance that we do, this sort of main part of the dance, after we do the preliminaries, we dance the 21 qualities of Tara. So we say there are 21 qualities of Tara. Some people might say there's 22. So you have green Tara, that's the green lady that you see in the temples. She's sort of Tara 0. She's our main central Tara, and her qualities are wisdom, compassion, and power. And everything else grows from that. So we sort of have 22 Taras, but we dance the 21 qualities of Tara, and we start with wisdom, compassion, power. I wanted to just put that up for you guys so you could see wisdom, compassion, power, swift protection, creative wisdom, impeccable virtue, all victorious, sublime intelligence, worthy of honor, invincible courage, destroys negativity, true refuge, joy and laughter, distributor of wealth, auspicious beauty, irresistible truth, ferocious compassion, serene peace, destroyer of attachment, bliss and joy, transformer of poison, remover of sorrow, radiant health and complete enlightenment. So there's so many extraordinary things about this, but one of them is to have the audacity to believe that you can embody all of these things and you could be a divine, radiant, rainbow light being. It's pretty audacious for Westerners to believe this, but for Tibetans, every day of their life, they're told, you're Buddha, you're Tara, you will attain enlightenment. So I think it's time for us to start believing it too, and just let's see what happens. So I wanted to read like a few words that are really touching from the Dance of the Qualities of Tara. Maybe I'll play some of it, but it's just such a stunningly beautiful piece. One of the things we do, this isn't the exact words, but we dance to heal the elements. So we dance and we heal the water and the earth and the fire and the air and the space. So it's a very powerful practice and so needed right now. That comes toward the end. One of the things we say is, by this sincere practice, we remove obstacles and satisfy all needs. So all needs for all beings, all sentient beings, not just human. Any being with life, Tibetan Buddhists believe, have been your mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, that ant, that dog starving by the side of the road. So have compassion, they're related to you. Offering all that's precious, we receive the blessings, we empower each other. So again, all of this is to spread the wisdom, spread the light. We send the light of wisdom and compassion into the world. We remove all pain, all suffering, wars, illness, poverty. The light is consumed. the darkness is consumed in the light of our wisdom and compassion. Like a twig in a raging fire, it is gone. So this is the very heart of Buddhist practice, which is not to try to smash problems, but it's to dissolve them, right? It's not to try to go around them, it's to go through them. And it's the idea that the more you give name to something, the more that you give light to it, the less it is really, and it starts to fall away. We also do at the end of this practice, it's called Tonglen. So it's sort of roughly translated giving and receiving. So I spoke a little about it before, is we're scooping up all the darkness and suffering and pain and wars and illness and poverty in the world, and we filter it through our heart and pour light out into the world, and then take the nectar that's being poured out into the world and take it inside of us. And we just do it over and over. And someone, I think my teacher was, she asked one of her teachers, you know, is this practice doing anything? Like, what are we doing? We're like waving our arms and dancing around. And, you know, what is all this? Are we actually benefiting anyone where we think we're giving and receiving? He said, probably not, but you're benefiting yourself, right? And so whatever you are or aren't doing, it's enough. It's enough. And just start right there. And if you don't have enough, give. If you're sad, give. You know, it's almost always the answer. That whatever we think we're lacking, give, and it comes back. And that's what we do when we're dancing in the mandala of Tara. We say faith, surrender, send out light, right? So faith, surrender, send out light, and we're sending it out and sending it out. Should we hear a little of the music, or should we dance the qualities of Tara? So maybe I'll just, I'll show you how to dance the qualities. I'll just say them, and you guys can, it's like simple. It's just like some hand movements. So I'll just kind of say them. So wisdom, compassion, and power. So we do wisdom, compassion, and power. Wisdom, compassion, and we're, you know, it's just the gentle rocking. Wisdom, compassion, power. Okay. And then swift protection. So Tara is the swift protector. They talk about her liberator, swift and courageous. So when you see the depiction of Tara, Buddha is in full meditative posture. Both legs are tucked up, but Tara has one leg down. Why? Swift action. She's always ready to spring into action. So swift protection, we dance like this. Swift protection. Creative wisdom. Creative wisdom. This always reminds me of Karmapa, who's the lineage of my the head of my lineage. Many people have seen him draw rainbows in the sky, and this is how he does it apparently. So I always think of Karmapa drawing rainbows. Impeccable virtue. So impeccable virtue. Impeccable virtue. And just to point out here that virtue has nothing to do with a woman or being chaste. Virtue is the accumulation of merit. And that's what we're doing right now. We're practicing and accumulating merit. And that's what this is speaking about. All victorious. All victorious. All victorious. So you can see how these are a lot of the postures that the kind of fake it till you make it movement, right? If you're feeling down and someone wants to pump you up, they jumping jacks and stick your chest out. And so this practice is embodying that. And we do it before we start our day. So if you start crappy, usually you end a little less crappy by the time you're done dancing. True refuge. So we're, I skipped some, hold on. All victorious. So sublime intelligence. Sublime intelligence. So this is a Dharma practice. It's meant to update as knowledge and times and places update. So it used to be sublime intelligence, right? But somewhere along the way dancing, they realized, no, this is closer. So the truth reveals itself and the dance changes. It should change, and it does. Worthy of honor. So we just sweep down the body. Worthy of honor. Worthy of honor. Invincible courage. Invincible courage. So always the right and then the left. destroys negativity. So this one's a little bit different. So destroys negative thought. We do this twice, destroys negative thought, and then destroys harmful emotion. Destroys harmful emotion. This was the first Tara that I danced. It was quite wonderful. True refuge. As you would imagine, like you're rocking, true refuge. True refuge. Joy and laughter. So this one's a little bit of kind of do whatever you want. Most of these you can't do that, but this one is you can joy and most people end up giggling. But this, I will say, joy and laughter is a wrathful Tara. So she's not messing around. Yeah, that when you see the mask of her teeth are bared. So this is a very strong wrathful Tara. Distributor of wealth. Just distributor of wealth. Distributor of wealth. Auspicious beauty. So this, you're making this for the ladies, but a triangle like fire, right? And it's sweeping up your body. And like you're being born from a lotus flower, right? So auspicious beauty. And I should say in between every one of these, we do Tara's mantra and it's a little party. It's very wonderful. Irresistible truth. Irresistible truth. And this one's fun on Zoom. We tend to kind of come up and stare each other down. Ferocious compassion. Ferocious compassion. Ferocious compassion. Serene peace. So these are Buddha's meditative hands. So at the waist, serene peace. And then if you see statues of Buddha, so the thumbs are touching and the right is on top of the left and it's at the waist. So serene peace. Destroyer of attachment. This one's fun. Destroyer of attachment. Destroyer of attachment. And Prema always says karma is sticky. So you got to really fling it. It's like a piece of styrofoam you can't get off. So fling it. Bliss and joy. Okay. So this one, bliss and joy. Bliss and joy. And you can see why these movements are what they are because it really embodies the quality. Transformer of poison. Transformer of poison. Transformer of poison. So that's also a bit of the heart of this practice. This is exactly what we're doing is we're making alchemy and transforming poison. Remover of sorrow. Remover of sorrow. Remover of sorrow. Radiant health. Radiant health. And then we just sweep down along the floor. If you can, if not, it's perfectly okay. This is you do as your body allows. Radiant health. And then complete enlightenment. So this one's a little different. It's not just a straight repetition. So complete enlightenment. And then we sweep up the body. Complete enlightenment. And then just repeat that. Complete enlightenment. Complete enlightenment. And so those are the 21/22 qualities of Tara. I was thinking, I don't know, Cindy, I could play some of the beginning just because it's like so beautiful. Maybe you want to stand up. I don't know, maybe people like to see it or hear it and they can dance if they want to dance.
Yeah, if anybody needs to go, it's almost 8:15, then you're welcome, right? I invite you to go do whatever you got to do. And if you want to stay, and you can always watch the replay. So we'll just go a little extra.
Yeah, we'll just do a little more, just because the music is so hauntingly beautiful that, and you'll hear Prema's voice throughout this. So the people you hear are Tara's singing and making music. And this is all created by these brilliant people we dance with. So this is the dance of Tara's 21 qualities. We'll just let it roll a little.
passion and power. Wisdom, compassion, power. Wisdom, compassion, power. Wisdom, compassion, power. Wisdom, compassion, power. Tara is swift, protection. Swift, protection.
Yeah, and it goes on like that. You have a little Tara mantra party in between every quality. And then in the end, you bless the elements and you do the giving and receiving. And then you dedicate the merit. So we end with, may all beings be happy, may all beings be free. This is how we always end. So I think maybe we should stop there for like the dancing. It's a lot. Yeah. And like I said, it's outer, inner, and secret. So you can, dance and get exercise and move your body, and it's beautiful. Or you can incorporate the speech and start singing. Or you can incorporate the deity yoga and bring Tara inside of you. So you can be practicing on all these levels, but they're all so beneficial and so wonderful. And it's really thrilling to see new people doing this dance. So thank you. Thank you so much.
So I've been doing this, I don't know how long now, like end of February, right?
2 months, yeah.
April's almost 2 months. And I was embodying it, but I had no idea of the breakdown around it. Like I had no idea how it all went, but it was felt, right? It was just felt and it was seen in my body. And so I just want to offer that out to everybody also, that fake it till you make it is a clear invitation. And so is fake it till you feel it, right? Because we feel everything, right? And it's another invitation to be able to do something and not know anything about it. Because I know I love it. I know it feels good. But the way you just broke it down, I'm like, now it makes sense, right? It makes sense up here. But it's always made sense here. So if you're practicing or you're sharing it with anybody, it's inside of us. It's not just up here what we're thinking or figuring out. It's something that we feel. So I just
and that's, and that's the point. This is a moving meditation. So we're looking to quiet the mind, not stop thoughts. This is not what meditation is. We're human beings, our brains work and that's how it is. But to bring awareness to that, right? And to work to quiet the mind and to move the clutter out. And this is a beautiful, especially way to start your day where you can say, I'm going to turn off my thinking and just feel. And stop with your mental list. And sometimes you can't, and the brilliant ideas are coming and you're like, I'm hoping I'm going to remember this. But just to be really present and be really open. That is the practice. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if people have questions or we should sort of wrap up and talk about next week, or I don't know.
Well, first, thank you. Thank you for being this divine light that's so clear and shares this with us all, because your embodiment of it really allows me to remember stuff also, right? I know I'm empathic and all that, but that doesn't matter. What matters is how you share it. It's felt. And so really, I know we all really appreciate it. Whoever's been on here and whoever will watch the replay, I know that there's something really beautiful happening here. So thank you for that.
Thank you. So yeah, should I talk about the next thing next week kind of thing? Yeah. So you all know Cindy, this unbelievable ray of light who, like plucked me out of the muck and was like, hey kid, you got something to share. And this is important stuff. So she's really making me believe it. So we did meet in Woodstock 2 months ago. Was the first retreat I had planned. It was too much spaghetti against the wall. It was total madness. But a lot of really wonderful things came out of it. So the concept there was radiant health, right? And you could hear at the end of the qualities, the last one before supreme enlightenment or complete enlightenment is radiant health. So I really just started focusing on that and meditating on that and really embodying that. And it's can't be a mistake that it comes right before enlightenment. Now I know, you know, it's not linear and everything builds up upon each other, but our radiant bodies are what is allowing us to be on this plane of existence and practice. And without it, we can't practice Dharma. So it is that important. And so it's something I started focusing on with the help of Miss Cindy. So what is it I'm doing? So it's this radiant health reboot. Oh, you can't see it. All right, hang on. So complicated. All right, hang on. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so Radiant Health Reboot. Okay, so this is my new venture. So what is it? I would call it the juncture of diet, food and nutrition, habits and ritual, emotion and mood, spirituality and daily discipline practice. And so this juncture, what is the point? To identify old attachments, root them out, heal them, and plant new seeds. And this Tara dancing has been very important for me because it's given me the discipline to be able to invite radiant health into my life. 2 years ago, I made a big change. I was really lucky. I found a professional to help me do that with my diet. Something I've been able to maintain. And I've shared it with people, but not too much because, you know, people have kind of a passing interest. Oh, you look so great. What'd you do? But then it's like, don't bore me. But more recently, there's been more genuine interest. And so I've been lucky to be able to share it. And that's where I met Cindy sharing this. The real crux of this idea is that we're going to use our bodies as a vehicle for enlightenment. And so it needs to be as healthy as possible, right? And it manifests in so many profound ways. Overeating, emotional eating, starving yourself. I mean, there's so many profound injustices that we do to our own body, and we use food to do it. So I just want to see how can I take all my wealth of experience and love for practice and offer that to people. So that's what I'm working on. And the reason for me is I suffered from food allergies and issues my whole life. Not really knowing it, kind of knowing it, not really dealing with it, kind of dealing with it. I was a vegan who was just like expanding. I'm 48, so it's not cute at a certain point. You're like, if I don't catch myself, this really might go over a cliff. So I integrated this thing called the Whole Life Elimination Diet, and we're going to talk about that next Monday. So I don't really want to get into that too much, but just to say, if any of this is remotely interesting or sparked something, you know, please do come join us. The most unexpected thing about changing my diet was that my spiritual practice went through the roof. And it's like, well, what's the connection? Well, once I got rid of the digestion problems, I would wake up at 4 every morning and eliminate and up. I don't mean groggy, like awake, ready for the day. So then I started training a Tara dancer at 5, and I started going to the monastery for Tara puja at 6. And so it went. So getting your body in order will do untold wonders for your spiritual practice if you allow your body, speech, and mind to align. And you're here, so I think you have some kind of interest in that. And I think Cindy's going to talk more on Monday sort of about the work that we've been doing. So we're not really going to talk too much more about that. So just ending with the prayer of dedication, may all beings be happy, may all beings be free. And yes, we do gather in community to dance every day online, but we're also gathering in person in Blueberry Field, which is right across from Groovy Blueberry in New Paltz, 8 a.m. on Sunday. This is for the full moon. We do gather every full moon, or we try, COVID permitting. So please come if you can. If not, tune in, and we'll be Zooming together. I think that's it, if you can believe it, for the moment.
We'll send by tomorrow. I think if you need to edit something, then it may take a little longer to get this video, but we'll definitely send out by tomorrow the details for the morning practices. The Sunday is the morning practice, but we're going to be doing it in person. And then Monday, we're going to be doing my Wise Woman Wisdom Holder monthly crew. And Amber and I are going to be really she's going to talk about her journey. I'm going to talk about my food, my relationship with food that I've never really shared that much around it, and what process that I've been on with Amber supporting me. And we're going to talk about all of it. And we're going to go pretty deep around and really vulnerable and really raw about this real stuff that's going on around food, and what it does to us, and our own experiences. And I know a lot of you have certain experiences with it. So it's, you'll see, right? We all show up as we are, and this is it. This is information. This is your wisdom to learn and to let it guide you. Right? This is it. I'm sweating. That's how I know it's all real. Hi, Shauna Wright. It's nice to see you. So yeah, so you'll get emails if you're not on my email list. It's going through my MailChimp. So just get you your email, and you'll get all the information and all the things that we're up to. And it's going to be amazing on Monday. It's going to be reals for reals, you know, like, and we're not alone. We're not alone. I
Yeah.
know a lot of us are suffering through this and moving with a lot of non-support, and we're here. And that's my mission, is to keep supporting and giving, because it's so important for all of us. And Amber and I met, and it was one of those things. And, you know, besides becoming friends, I've become her client to help me and support me through the things that are really hard for me. Because we all need help, right? And we all get to heal. We all get to feel. And the only way to heal is to feel. So food numbs that out for all of you who know that. So, so everything will be sent. Everything will be sent. If you don't hear from me and you're not sure if you're on my list, just message me and give me your email, and you'll be on it.